Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for popping in for this really quick video. I just wanted to give some tips for things you need to do immediately when you schedule a book festival. So, if you are an author, I'm an indie author here in the Columbus, Ohio area. My name is Kia Holt, and I'm so excited. I'm doing my first 2-day book festival this week. So, I'm going to pack up. And I'll do a video for that one later. But I wanted to just kind of share quick tips with you guys of the 3 things to do immediately when you schedule a book festival. First thing you need to do is assess your inventory. So if you've ever ordered books, you know they can take a while to come in. I try to budget at least 1 month. Now, I order my books through KDP. You can order wherever you want to order your books from, but I usually order through KDP. I budget for 3 to 4 weeks in case anything happens. So whenever I'm scheduling my festival, I'm trying to think, how many books do I need? I'm going to get to that in a moment. But the first thing I want to do is order my books. So you have to kind of go through. So here's the thing. I do book signings almost every weekend. So when I have this date, like I'm doing this book festival, August 14th and 15th, well, I scheduled that one out. In the meantime, I already had other book festivals in between. So I have to think, okay, when I do this book festival, how many books am I going to take? And then I need to make sure I order those in time for my book festival. Okay. How many books do you take? That's the thing that only you can answer. It is based off of one, what is your budget? We don't all have the same budget. I look at some people on different YouTube videos and I will see, oh, I sold 90 books. Well, that is great because they also had a pretty big budget in order to sell 90 books, mean they had to have 90 books on hand. So what I'm going to do, I have a ratio of percentage of books. So I have 3 books. So behind me is my very first book, Dealing with Grief and How to Move Beyond It. This is my biggest seller. So what I do is I take at least 50%. Let's make up 100 books. Let's say we're going to take 100 books. I'm going to have 50% of those books are going to be Dealing with Grief and How to Move Beyond It. That is my biggest seller always. Here's a caveat. I have hardcover and paperback. So now you have to decide, how many of each am I going to do? At book festivals, I sell more hardcover books, not more than paperback, but that is the place that I sell the most hardcover books. So typically what I do is I have to kind of decide which of the two, the amount I'm going to bring. I don't do 50-50 because I always sell more paperback than I do hardback. But I want to make sure I have both. So let's say I've got 50 books, right? I'm going to do probably 30 to 35 paperback and then 15 to 20 hardback. Okay. I also have a special called a bundle. Well, so I have a companion guide, which is a journal to the grief book. It works by itself, or you can buy it in conjunction with the grief book. So I'm always going to have about 40% of my inventory is going to be my companion guide. So it's called Dealing with Grief and How to Move Beyond It companion guide, because people will buy the journal by themselves. Some people are readers, some people are journalers. Well, I have a bundle price, a special if you buy both books. So I need to make sure inventory wise, I have enough for people to buy together. So I've got to make sure I have all of that. So I've got to factor that in. Okay. So remember, we've got 50% for Dealing with Grief and How to Move Beyond It. We have 40% for How to Dealing with Grief and How to Move Beyond It companion guide. What is the other 10%? Right here in the middle, I have sermon. This is coming out. Sermon, notebook, and journal. So that is when you go to church, you listen to the message, and you take notes. That's the book I sell the least of. There are some places, obviously it's a Christian book, so there are some places I sell more of that, but I never sell more of the sermon notebook than I do of the other two. So when I'm factoring in what books to take, I'm going to take 50% between the paperback and the hardback. I'm always going to do more of the paperback. I'm going to take 50% of Dealing with Grief and How to Move Beyond It. I'm going to take 40% Dealing with Grief and How to Move Beyond It companion guide. And then I'm going to take 10% sermon notebook and journal. Okay, so the very first thing you do when you book a festival or book fair is check your inventory, order your books immediately. Okay, second thing you need to do, what do you have to give out? I did it again. Live TV here, people. I don't know what that looked like in the camera. I hope I didn't show the worst part to me. Okay, at my table, whether you buy a book or not, I always give out a bookmark, and then I always give out my business card. So what I want to make sure I do, because you may or may not buy a book from me, but you will always get a bookmark and a business card. So inventory, right? This takes time to get printed and be sent to you. So I'm going to make sure I have my books. 1, 2, I've got my business card to bookmark. You don't have to do both, but if you ever want to get booked for speaking, you ever want people to invite you for different things, business cards are great because they have your contact information. On the back side, I have a QR code to my website and also to my Amazon page. My bookmark has my website, and on the back, I have all of my books. So I'm working on my next book. I'm excited. I'm going to have other books to go with it. So I'm actually going to end up with 2 different bookmarks. One will be regarding grief, and then the second one will be regarding the fruit of the Spirit. So exciting. Okay. Third thing you need to do when you book a festival is, this one doesn't have to be done immediately, but at bare minimum, a week before the date of the festival, download all of your payment apps. Okay. So I accept Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Apple Pay, Square. Is that all of them? That's in Venmo. I mean, no, I did say Venmo. Here's why you don't want to wait till the night before to do that. Just if you remember setting up a bank account, they'll go in and put 1 penny, 2, 3 pennies to make sure the bank account is valid and they've got the right setup, and then they need days to take it away. So you don't want to wait till the last minute to set up all your payment apps. So set that up, have that ready to go. Remember, before you go to your festival, make sure your payment apps have not gone to the cloud. Make sure you download them and that they're fresh and ready to go. 3 things you need to do when you book a festival. 1, check and then order your inventory. Number 2, make sure you have supplies for your giveaway. So your bookmark, some people do stickers. You're going to do stickers. Make sure you got plenty of stickers. And then lastly, download all your payment apps. Okay, you're ready to go for your book festival. Let's go and smile and have a great experience for you as well as for the reader. And then make sure you subscribe and follow along, because probably Wednesday, I'm going to pack my inventory tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm going to pack, hello, God bless you, Angel. I'm going to pack my inventory and I'm going to tell you all the things that I take with me when I do a book festival. Okay. So there's quite a few things there. You want to make sure you follow along. So please like, please subscribe. Thank you so much for popping on. Have a good one, Angel. See you Wednesday night. All right. Be blessed, everybody.